Well, we're going to build a stand for this wood lathe, this bench grinder, and all the wood lathe tools because I'm tired of having to move this thing around all the time. So for this table, for the lathe, we're going to do a combination of metal and wood. Framework out of, this is 1x1 heavy wall square steel. So we're going to go ahead and get some of the steel welded up for the structure. So we got the frame built. I saved you guys the hassle of chopping and drilling all of the tabs that are going to attach the plywood. And I've gone ahead and marked out all the locations for the tabs. So we're going to go ahead and tack all of these tabs on. I built this little jig that represents the 3/4 inch plywood. So I can set this right on the front. I should be able to tack it just like that. Now that I've got the frame built, so the structure of the cabinet with steel, and we put on all the tabs, which give us the location for the plywood to attach to, we're going to go ahead and go throw a coat of paint on this thing. I'm going to use a gray and get it ready to put the plywood onto. So let's go ahead and go get this thing painted. Well, it's all painted. It's ready to go. So I realize this is a little backwards, but through the configuration of the cabinet and having to work around the metal and put some shims and things in. So I've gone ahead and mounted the drawer slides to the drawer first, which with Craig cabinet drawer jigs, you're not supposed to do that, but that's what I did. And now we're going to slide them in, and we'll extend them back, and we'll go in from the inside and screw in the drawer slides. So we're good to go on that one. I'll put 2 more screws in, and we'll move on to the drawer faces. So we got the cabinet doors cut. Mounting them has proven to be very tricky because I built this metal frame and the plywood is set back from the inside. So the Craig jig doesn't really, the pre-done measurements on the Craig jig don't really work in this application because of how I had to do things. Which is why I'm not really explaining how I'm doing this, because it's really trial and error. But I think I have it right. this is gonna wrap this one up. We built the lathe table workbench out of a bunch of scrap material I had lying around the shop from different projects. It weighs a whole bunch, which is really awesome. It won't vibrate around the shop, so that's a huge plus. It has the slide out shelf for the grinder that's dedicated to sharpening the chisels for this lathe, so I can keep that stowed out of the way. It's got extra storage for all the lathe accessories, the sharpening stuff, the chisels, all those things. And it turned out well and it looks good. So I'm really happy with it. I'm definitely excited to put it to good use. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Until next time.